Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Good Erev Shabbos. Hope you're doing well. We're going to do a Rashi from the sixth Aliyah. We're coming to the end of the Parsha, the end of the Sefer, Chazak, Chazak, V'nis Chazek, and towards the end of this particular section of the Parsha, dealing with the brachos that Yaakov gives out to the tribes, to his children. It's a topic we've been discussing over the course of the whole week, and the Rashis that I want to do today somewhat address the question that's been lurking in the background that I've mentioned a couple of times already, I think over the last 2 days, which is how we really characterize a lot of the things that Yaakov is saying to his children as brachos. We colloquially refer to this section as the brachos that Yaakov gives to his children, which is partially due to the psukim we're going to read today at the end of this whole section. But we have to figure out why they're brachos when some of them are really more like accusations, or perhaps more like klalos, curses of some sort, but certainly more like predictions than like brachos. So we're going to address that through the lens of this Rashi, which is also going to lead us to a broader point, which I think is very beautiful in terms of summarizing this whole section, how Yaakov deals with his different children. So at the very beginning of the sixth Aliyah, after he finishes the bracha to Binyamin, which closes out this whole section, he says, Kol Eila Shiftei Yisrael Shnei Masar. These are all the 12 tribes of Israel, 12 of them. Vizos asher diber lehem avihem. These are the words that their father, Yaakov, had spoken to them. Vayevarachosam, and he blessed them. Ish asher kivir chaso berachosam. Everyone according to his own blessing. So it's because of these words here. Vayevarachosam, ish kibir chaso berach osam. 3 times in this pasuk, the word bracha is used, which is why we characterize this whole section as the brachos of Yaakov to his children. That's how the Torah describes them, as brachos, as blessing. But Rashi raises the obvious question: the halo yesh mehen shelo birchan elakin kintaran. There are many of them who Yaakov didn't actually bless, according to the simple reading of the text. He actually criticized them. So how do we call all of these collectively the brachos he gave to each of them? Elakach perusho. This is the explanation of these words. V'zos asher diber lehem avihem. Here in the pasuk, these words, Zos asher diber lehem avihem. These are the words that their father spoke to them. Masha amor be'inyan. The words are the words he said to them in all the previous psukim. So he said a lot of words to them. Okay, Yachol shelo birech luer and v'shim v'levi Talmud lomar vayevarachosam kulam b'mashma. He said a lot of words to all of them, but then this pasuk indicates that not only did he say things to them, say words to them, but in addition to the words, he blessed them. Meaning, when you look at the psukim, yes, you might see that some of the tribes didn't get any blessings. Shimon and Levi are criticized instead of blessed. But that all falls under Asher Diber Lehem Avim. The words he spoke to them prophetically. He spoke to them sometimes a little critically. He spoke to them like a father would speak to children on his deathbed. But in addition, in between the lines of the psukim, in ways that you don't even know or don't even see, the Torah here confirms that in addition to the words Asher Diber Lehem, he was also Vayevarachosam. He also gave them the kulam b'mashma. Everyone got a bracha, whether you see it or not in the psukim, whether it's revealed or not in the psukim. Those are because that is because those are the words he spoke to them. But in addition to the particular words, he also blessed them, and them meaning all of them. So this first Rashi just indicates, based on the split here in our pasuk of Azos Asher Diber Lahem and Vayevarachosam, that there are 2 things going on in the preceding psukim. There's the dibur and the bracha. And just because we don't see the bracha doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Number 2, all of them got a bracha, kulam b'mashma. So that's just how this first Rashi parses out these words of our pasuk in Shishi, which goes to highlight what was going on in this whole passage above. In addition to that, the second Rashi also explains based on the grammar of the end of the pasuk alone, not on the 2 pieces, the blue and the yellow, but just the yellow. Vayevarach osam ish asher kivir chaso berachosam. He points out that the grammar here is wrong. Berach osam lo haya lo lomar ela ish asher kibir chaso berach oso. The pasuk starts in plural. Vayevarach osam. He blessed them. Okay, what does it mean that he blessed them? Then it goes to the singular. Ish asher kibir chaso. Every ish, every individual, every singular person, asher kibir chaso, who according to their own singular bracha, berach, he blessed. It should be oso. every individual God blessed according to his own blessing, like Yaakov blessed him. But it doesn't say oso, it says osam. He blessed them. So it's grammatically imprecise over here. Really, it should have been Isha Shir Kivir Chaso Berach Oso. Every individual got their particular blessing like he blessed him. But it didn't say that. It says he blessed them. So what's the change in the conjugation over here indicating to us? So the end of this Rashi says here, sorry. Ma Talmud Lomar Barach Osam. Why does it change the grammar? Lefi shenasan liYehuda gvuraso shel Aryeh, leBinyamin chatifaso shel Ze'ev, v'leNaftali kaluso shel Ayal. He gave every one of them their own individualized bracha, which was particular to them and to nobody else. He gave Yehuda the power of a lion. He gave Binyamin the power of a wolf, and he gave Naftali the swiftness of a deer. Yachol shelo kalan kulan bechol habrachos. When you see such individualized brachos, you ask yourself the question of, is it possible that they didn't all receive some equalizing, total kind of equal bracha to all of them? Talmud Lomar Berach Osam. No, they did. And that's why the pasuk says Berach Osam. Because what this end of the pasuk is indicating to us is that he gave them each ish kivir chaso, their own individual brachos, and then Berach Osam. Then he blessed them collectively. So these two Rashis are similar, but they're actually pointing to different things. The first Rashi is telling us that there's a difference between dibur and bracha, and that what happened in the preceding psukim is really the dibur, but there was also bracha going on. The second Rashi is telling us that the second half of our pasuk is indicating that there are two levels to bracha going on. It's not just that there's dibur and that there's bracha, and that it doesn't all appear in the psukim, which is why it's confusing. It looks like criticism and not brachos. But in addition to the dibur versus bracha, even in the realm of bracha, there's two buckets. There's individualized bracha and then collective bracha, again, which we don't necessarily always see in the psukim. Everyone got their own individualized characteristics that Yaakov was pushing them to achieve. In addition to that, he gave them a collective bracha together as one. And I think there's an important lesson in that, aside from the help that it gives us to analyze these psukim, but it shows us that there's a very important moment that's happening over here, which is the creation of Am Yisrael, which is why the pasuk begins, Kol Ela Shiftei Yisrael Shnei Masar. All of these are part of the collective Shiftei Yisrael. Yaakov is already prefacing for us that there are individuals, but that the sum of the total of the individuals creates one larger collective called Am Yisrael, Knesset Yisrael. It's this moment on Yaakov's deathbed that is the catalyst towards the creation of Am Yisrael. And Am Yisrael, by definition, is made up of individuals with many different character traits that are different one from the other, that bring different things to the table, but is never solely reliant on the individuals bringing their own strengths, but also is always made up of a unity that surpasses all of those individual traits and brings us together as one, creates a unified whole that is greater than the sum of its parts. That's part of the DNA from the very beginning of Am Yisrael, is unity, not uniformity, but unity. Unity of individuals bringing their own character traits to bear upon a larger whole that they're all part of in an equal fashion. Ish kibir chaso, berach osam. Individual brachos within the larger collective bracha of Am Yisrael. May we all be zocha to make our own individual contributions to Klal Yisrael, to Am Yisrael, but also to feel part of that greater whole that is far greater than any one of us individuals as well. Thank you so much and have a great Shabbos.
You too. Thank you.
Have a good Shabbos,
Rabbi.
everyone.
Thanks.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom to all.
Guys,
Good
be well.
Shabbos to you.
Thanks. You too.